My future wife, if this ruins us, I am sorry. I say that not because I regret loving you, but because I have loved you with a fire so wild, I feared it might burn the very bridge it was meant to build. I have written your name into places it was never meant to be spoken, dreamed of you in hours I should have slept, and prayed for you with a kind of hunger that the heavens themselves may not have understood. If my love has ever overwhelmed you, know that it came from a heart desperate to hold something that felt like home. You are not just someone I admired, you became a rhythm I lived by. Every decision I made began to shape around the echo of your voice, even when it wasn't there. I planned futures like an architect with only one blueprint, you. But love, maybe I planned too hard. Maybe I forgot that hearts are not bricks and souls are not scaffolds. If my love ever felt like pressure instead of presence, know that it came from fear, not of losing you, but of never being enough for you. I have worshipped the thought of you in silence, built temples in my heart and crowned you queen without even asking if you were ready for the throne. If I rushed, if I clung, if I drowned you in the weight of my intentions, I was only trying to keep you close in a world that loves to take beautiful things too soon. And if in doing so I made you feel like love was a cage instead of a crown, please, forgive me. My future wife, I meant every promise I made beneath breath and starlight. Even the ones I never spoke aloud. The way I envisioned your laughter echoing through our home, the softness of our mornings, the fire in our nights, none of it was fantasy. It was the future I held like a sacred flame. But maybe, just maybe, I held it too tightly. And in my fear of losing it, I might have squeezed the air right out of us. There were days I waited for you like sunrise, faithful, hopeful, and quietly desperate. But I never wanted you to feel burdened by my waiting. I only wanted you to know you were worth it. That I'd choose you in every delay, in every uncertainty, in every storm. But if my patience became pressure, if my devotion turned into expectation, I am sorry for every weight you never asked to carry. If this ruins us, let it not be because love failed us, but because love came before its time. Let it not be because we didn't care, but because we cared so deeply we forgot how to breathe. I never meant to turn our tenderness into tension. I never meant for my longing to leave you lonely. I just wanted us to grow toward each other, not apart. And if I failed in that, I'll carry the lesson, not the bitterness. There are versions of me that only you ever touched, the softer ones, the braver ones, the ones that believed in forever. I do not regret showing you those pieces. Even if they scared you. Even if you could not hold them. You gave me a reason to bloom, and I will never hate the season that made me flower. And yet, if the cost of loving you now is the absence of you later, I would still pay it. Over and over. Because having loved you, truly, fully, has changed me in ways I can never undo. I see the world differently because of you. I love myself more because of how you once looked at me. If this love costs us everything, it still gave me something no one else ever could. The truth of what I'm capable of feeling. My future wife, even if we never make it down the aisle, know that I meant every silent vow, every invisible ring I placed on your spirit long before fingers ever touched gold. If I am not the one to walk beside you in the years ahead, may the one who does, recognize the treasure he has found. May he see you the way I did, not as a possession, but as a miracle walking in skin. Please know this wasn't manipulation, it was desperation dressed in poetry. It was my heart screaming, stay, when my words were too proud to whisper. If I made you feel trapped when I only meant to make you feel treasured, then I failed the love I claimed to honor. I never wanted to be the reason you questioned your wings. I only wanted to be the wind beneath them. But if this ruins us, then let it also remind you that someone once loved you so fiercely, the stars burned brighter just to watch. That somewhere in the timeline of your life, there was a man who prayed your name like scripture and saw you not as a chapter, but as the story. Even in our silence, I will speak well of you. Even in our ending, I will remember you as a beginning. So, my future wife, if this ruins us, I am sorry. Not because I loved you too much, but because I didn't yet know how to love you in a way that let you breathe while being held. But still, even in the ruin, even in the wreckage, I will always believe that what we had was something holy. And you, always, will remain the love I chose, even if I must now learn how to let you go. My future wife, if these words find you with tears in your eyes or distance in your heart, please know they come wrapped in humility, not regret. I do not regret loving you. I could never. What I do regret is not knowing how to hold that love gently, not realizing that even the purest intentions can feel heavy when someone is learning to carry their own weight. I was so eager to build our forever that I forgot to ask if you were ready to begin. Sometimes love feels like a miracle, and sometimes it feels like a fire, warm when shared, consuming when mishandled. I didn't mean to make you feel like you had to earn the very love I gave freely. I didn't mean to make you question your freedom in a space that was supposed to be your safest place. I wanted to protect you from the world, but in doing so, I may have tried to protect you too hard, too fast, too close. I think about the way your eyes used to soften when you looked at me, and I wonder if they still carry that same spark, or if they now flicker with hesitation. I wonder if I became the reason your heart hesitated when it should have danced. I wanted to be your rhythm, your rest, your reassurance. But maybe I came on too strong, like thunder in the middle of a prayer. I should have whispered more, waited more, listened more. And still, even in this sorrow, I am grateful. Grateful to have known the shape of your love, even if only for a season. Grateful to have touched the soul of a woman who made me believe in destiny. There is no hatred in my heart, only reverence. Reverence for the way you moved through my world like a sacred wind, changing everything without ever trying. You were never ordinary. You were the event my heart had been preparing. I still see you in my dreams, not always in moments of passion, but in the quiet spaces. Folding laundry in our imagined home, laughing at jokes that don't deserve laughter, humming songs in the morning light. It's in those little imagined moments where my soul aches the most. Because they were so real to me. Because I had already built a life around you in my heart before I knew if you had space in yours for me. If this ruins us, I will not curse the ruin. I will not blame the cracks for revealing the truth. Love, even when it breaks, teaches us. And what you have taught me is more valuable than anything I could have earned alone. How to be soft without shrinking, how to be bold without control, how to feel without fear. You made me better, even in the ways I failed you. I think we both had unspoken expectations, yours of freedom, mine of closeness. And between those two dreams, a tension grew. I should have honored your space as much as I honored your smile. I should have loved you not only with my presence, but with my trust. But I was learning, clumsily, deeply, madly. And you were patient. Oh, how patient. Even if this ends, please carry that with you. You were never the problem. You were my blessing too vast to hold with untrained hands. Perhaps one day, you'll read this not with sadness, but with softness. You'll see a man who loved you the only way he knew how, fully, fiercely, and flawed. A man who saw you not as an option, but as his sacred yes. I never wanted to lose you. I only wanted to be worthy of keeping you. But sometimes, in the rush to prove worth, we forget that love is not earned, it's nurtured. I still pray for you, not just to be happy, but to be understood, seen, and chosen in the way you deserve. Whether or not I am the one standing beside you, I will always hope the world bends kindly around your dreams. You are too rare, too radiant, to settle for anything less than a love that lets you fly while still being held. So if this ruins us, my future wife, let it also refine us. Let it break what was weak and reveal what was real. Let it become a lesson, not a loss. And if we meet again in another time, another chance, another rhythm, may we both arrive softer, wiser, and still willing to risk everything for love. Because I did. And I would again, even if it ruins me. There are days I still write letters to you in my head, like this one, not to win you back, but to let the love breathe in its truest form. Unpolished. Unafraid. I imagine you reading these words somewhere in a quiet moment, not with anger, but with the knowing eyes of someone who once felt it all just as deeply. Maybe then you'll understand that loving you wasn't just something I did, it was something I became. If I could go back, I wouldn't change the way I loved you, only the way I expressed it. I would let my silence speak when my fears tried too hard. I would give you room instead of reaching so tightly. I would trust the timing more, trust your pace, trust that what is real doesn't need to be rushed, it needs to be honored. I was so afraid of losing you that I never realized love is never kept by clinging. It's kept by faith. But no matter how this ends, your name will remain untouched by bitterness in my mouth. I will not speak of you as the one who got away, but as the one who taught me what it means to stay, even when it's hard, even when staying means learning how to let go. You were a mirror I never knew I needed, reflecting both my beauty and my brokenness. And I hope you know, you've never left that mirror without adding more light to it. I still remember how your laughter made me feel, like the world had color again, like my chest had windows and you opened them with every smile. That kind of joy doesn't disappear, even in absence. It lingers in the corners of who I've become. You gave me more than memories. You gave me the courage to write with honesty, to live with my heart out in the open, to love again. If not you, then someone, someday, in the way you taught me to. And maybe that's the truth we were always meant to reach, not to last forever in each other's arms, but to be each other's awakening. You were the song that taught me how to sing. And if this is our finale, then let it echo with beauty, not blame. Let the world say we loved bravely, even if we didn't make it. Because bravery, not perfection, is what makes love holy. So, my future wife, in this life or the next, if I never see you again, know this. You are the pulse in my quiet, the lesson in my chaos, the dream I whispered before I even knew your name. And if this ruined us, I'm sorry, but never sorry I loved you. That, I will carry forever, like a flame that never goes out, only burns on inside.